Welcome to Chocolate Truths and Worship by Iskalin Sky, a channel where we talk about life truths, share testimonies, share the word of the Lord, and also worship music. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, yet another time I'm here to share my life with you. And I must be honest, this is something that has taken me a long time to record. I think I've tried to record this video a number of times, and most of the times I reach a point and I'm like, no, I can't handle it anymore, because it brings back so many memories. It takes me to places I sincerely do not want to go to. But then how authentic would I be if I'm not sharing one of the fundamental things that influences my life, one of the fundamental things that affect my life? So as the title of the video states, I am a lupus patient and warrior. I tend to add that at the end because I think this is a battle I've had for a long time, and I believe I've reached a point whereby I think I'm peaceful with it. I think I've made peace with it, and I've managed to live my life with it this far. Okay, I'm even running out of words. Yes. The Holy Soul taking in deep breaths is good. Okay. So, maybe I should start by telling most of us what lupus is. I'm sorry, but I'm going to Google. I'll tell you the Google version and I will relate it to what exactly I go through, because lupus patients are different. It attacks individuals differently. Research has it that it attacks mostly women. Not that it doesn't attack men, but a good percentage is women. So according to Google, what Google says is that lupus, also called SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, I know erythematosus, is an inflammatory disease caused when the immune system attacks its own tissues. It can affect the joints, the skin, kidneys, blood cells, brain, heart, and lungs. So it goes ahead to say, treatment can help, but this condition can't be cured. But we believe that by the stripes of Jesus Christ we are healed. Yeah, we do. Can last for years or be lifelong. Requires a medical diagnosis, so I can affirm I got a medical diagnosis. Yes, so that is what Google says. This is my version. This is what I would tell a 10-year-old when they ask me why I'm taking so much medicine. A 10-year-old would still not understand. Let me say a layman, when they asked me what lupus is, I would say, now the white blood cells of your body are confused. The white blood cells of your body are confused. They tend to think your body is the enemy they're supposed to be fighting. As you all know, white blood cells are supposed to be protecting our bodies from foreign diseases and all those things. So in this case, my white blood cells think that my body is the problem, and so it's attacking my body, which leads to all those things that Google has mentioned, affecting joints, skin, kidneys, blood cells, brain, heart, and lungs, and also the immune system. I've confused you people. Now, see, the white blood cells is the immune system, so it's attacking, my body. Whew. That was the easy part about this, just telling you what lupus is. But I think you can read more about it online. I'm going to be slightly biased and talk about my experience, and this should not make anyone's experience with lupus any different, because I've met people with lupus who have different problems. So personally, for me, it attacks my muscles, my joints, and my skin. Yes, I tend to have different reactions from other people because the severe cases, it's gone all the way to the organs. But then my doctors constantly send me for lab checkup just in case my organs are affected, like the kidney, like the liver, like the heart. Yeah, I'm constantly in laboratories. Not fun. But anyway, so as to have total control over what happens to my body, yeah, I have to do what I have to do. So I became sick longer before it was diagnosed. I think all the way from the age of 12, I started feeling pain in my body. And unfortunately, for the Kenyan education system, you know, when you're sick, you either just want to go home, you're homesick, you want to miss a class. So for the most times, I was treated for malaria. Another funny thing with lupus, at times even drugs that are not supposed to work end up working. Malaria, a lot of funny things. So, you know, it was suppressed by painkillers, you know. You go to nurses, they give you paracetamols and all that. I'm glad they helped, those paracetamols. But I think at the age of 15, it refused. Did I say I started being sick at 12? No, it was earlier than that actually. Earlier, 10, 11, there. Yeah, that is the first time my body inflamed. By inflamed, my body just grew big for no reason. And my parents thought, that is just a lady, you know, being a girl, you're growing up, you know. Yeah, and they assumed also we were being fed very well in school. I wonder why I grew fat in school and not at home, but it's okay. And I don't blame them. I don't fault them, you know. Nobody could think, oh my God, this child must be suffering from this massive illness or something. Okay, let me warn you, this video is going to be long. It's going to be long. Moving on swiftly. So at the age of 15, I think it just refused to be suppressed. By then I should have been in Form 1. Yeah. So I'm writing in class and I can't write anymore. My fingers are swelling. I'm feeling so much pain in my body. I cannot explain. I'm so grateful for my high school. Only God knows. I was in Kabarak High School. So my sister was in the uni. So I called her. I was taken to hospital. As usual, painkillers. They're just like, I think maybe you're affected by the cold and water abuse. And I think for the longest time I was just on and off treatments. But nobody knew it was lupus. So I was tested for arthritis. You know, when they're trying to find out what is wrong with you and they don't succeed. But then now you're on constant medication to help with bone formation and all those things. Now, at 16, hey, my friend, hell broke loose. I remember sitting in class and I stood up and went and told my teacher, if I don't go home and I see a doctor, I'm going to lose it. Because the pain was so much. I have to enjoy being in class with people who are well, and I do not fault them for that. I have to enjoy being in class with people who are well. They are able to go by their activities comfortably. I'm trying so much, like to the best of my ability, to be okay, you know, because when I get these tests done, everything is coming off negative. So you start thinking I'm just someone there's something wrong with my brain. So thank you to my class teacher, Mr. Ketch. Yeah, he noticed this, how it was just different. There was just something different about me. Because I think you can only endure pain for so long. Hey, yes, so he called my parents. I remember being picked up from school by my cousin. I had an auntie who lived in Nakuru. Kabarak is in Nakuru. So he picked me, took me home. to be honest, I reached home and for a moment there I was like, I think I'm okay. You know, at times being in a very, let's say, not uncomfortable, but an environment where there is so much happening and you cannot keep up, there is so much frustration, there is so much, let's say you kind of withdraw a lot. So the first step of my healing came with going home. Just seeing familiar faces, being around my parents. Now the tests went to another level, literally. My parents were adamant to find out what was going on with me because I look okay, but no, my body is getting bigger and bigger. Nobody seems to understand. And I remember that time they were broke. Where they are broke and they have to do these tests. And that's why at times I say our parents are a gift. I'm grateful for the parents I have. At that point, my brother was earning some cash through his just normal hustles. So he basically used most of his cash to take me to hospital, to take me for tests. So this child is in so much pain, can't sleep at night, is crying all the time. We don't know what's wrong with her. My brother made it his life mission to find out what was wrong. Yeah. Thanks, Lamech. To find out what was wrong. After a series of taking medicines, injections, you know, just to control the pains, just so that I can sleep, being on sleeping pills, you know, going the extra mile, taking morphine. Thank God I never got addicted, Finally, one day he comes back to the house happy. One of my teachers in high school, may his soul rest in peace, Mr. Wall, he one day talked to my brother, I think randomly, one of these visiting days, just before I went home, he mentioned to my brother that perhaps it's an autoimmune thing, but I think it slipped off people's brains. So my brother decided, you know what, let's check if it's actually what he said. Well, he came back home excited. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Finally, they found out it's lupus. Yeah, it was good to know what exactly was happening to me. By this time, I have put on massive weight. I came from being tiny to being huge. Obviously, I'm a Lu, I've had my calves and all that, yeah. But then there was just this, I became big. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I just didn't like myself anymore. Yeah, yes, it wasn't a good experience. But when life gives you curveballs, you just take them and move on. So now we knew whatever was happening to me, it could be controlled. Yeah, but here's the bummer, it couldn't be cured. So one, I have to deal with my massive weight gain. Two, I have to make peace with the fact that I'm going to be taking all these medications. Three, I must also get used to the fact that maybe one day, or maybe not, there will be a cure. Yep. It was difficult for me personally. It was very difficult. You are this bubbly child who does everything. You're in sports, you're in drama, you're in music, you're everywhere. And now you have to go back to this, should I say, a sedentary kind of life. When you do this pain, when you do that pain, when you do that pain. And for some reason, you can do nothing about it. You have to keep up with it. I remember I used to take over 20 tablets in a day. I remember my mom, we came up with very funny things to do so that I would take medicine. My mom and I would pray for the medicines. Then we start one by one. Slowly we started taking in groups of 5. Then we started taking all of them at once. I have to say thank you to my mom. She endured a lot. She endured my sleepless nights. I remember coming from my room, I go to her room. I remember chasing my dad out of her room. He could no longer go there because I was ever there with my mom. I just felt having her close, helpful. I don't know if you understand, but yeah, I could sleep better around her. Whew. Being in a state of I could not take care of myself, so I had my sisters bathing me, feeding me. My parents could do anything for me to be comfortable. There are times I could not even eat. I just couldn't. I did have appetite, but with all the medication I was taking, I had to eat. All the patience my family yes, all the patience they had, I'm grateful. They're taking care of me. They had to do before I went back to school. Just personally getting used to the curveball, you know, your life has changed, your life has become this, and you have to put up with it. You have to live it. You're either going to live it or leave it. I'm glad for the personality that I have, that I was willing to fight. Though I must say there are so many times I felt like giving up. There are so many things I've wanted to do, but I can't do, you know, the frustration that comes with it. And yeah, you have to keep on keeping on. I recall the first time I went back to school, the looks that I got. I have this big body. I've been away from school for a good, it was almost a term. I was away for over 2 months, and usually terms are 3 terms. Actually, it was because if I didn't go, I would repeat. I am not repeating. I'm already fighting too much. I'm not going to fight the frustrations of being in classes with people who are young, who I was not used to all the way from Form 1. So I had to force myself to come back to school, but well, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. People asking you questions you do not have answers to. But I'm not offended by the questions I was asked, because with all the change that had taken place in my body, you know, someone would wonder, okay, so what's going on? And someone would believe like the better option in this case is, let me just ask her. I had to explain myself severally to people. Here I am taking steroids, here I'm on morphine. By then, most of my schoolmates never knew I used to take morphine. I think my head teacher knew because, as you know, it's a controlled drug and you do not want to get into trouble with the school administration. So my doctor had to write a letter. This was before I met an angel, by the way. I'm going to tell you about my angel doctor. I will tell you about my angel doctor. So I'm on these rigorous treatments. And then the doctor I had at that time decides to move and refers me to a doctor in Nairobi by the name Dr. Itao. That was Dr. Afula, was the doctor who helped diagnose lupus. Now he refers me to Dr. Itao because it's easier from Nakuru to Nairobi than Nakuru to Kisumu. Just in case there's an emergency, I can quickly come to Nairobi. And I meet Dr. Itao, and my parents are like, by the way, one thing I've forgotten to mention, my sister worked hard to get me a medical cover. Remember, my parents are broke. I'm depending on my siblings. My sister worked hard to get me a medical cover. She was working in a company that actually allowed her to absorb me under her medical coverage, and I got a medical cover. So my parents decide, since you have a cover, it's time to nullify everything that may be wrong and know what is wrong. So I'm admitted in Mata. I meet Dr. Itau. Hey, my friend, I've never gone through all those processes. Hey, those machines, okay, it is well. I went through all these tests. Due to my emotional breakdowns and all that, and just getting used to being a lupus patient, I went through a lot of therapy, thanks to Precious Njoki. Is it Precious Njoki or Njeri? It's among those two. but I know she was a precious person in my life. I think being cancelled by her for the period of time I was cancelled by her helped me just be okay. Like, now, Sky, this is your life. You have to live it. You know, she made it possible. She made it... the way she talked to me made me feel like I can actually manage. I can actually live by this. Then I've continued with my medications ever since. Then I met Dr. Omondioyo. That is my angel doctor. He's still my doctor up to now. Anytime I'm in Nairobi, when I'm in Kisumu, I see another different doctor. Yeah, and the journey has been okay with him. I feel my biggest struggle has been still not doing things I want to do. And my health, I can't say it has deteriorated, but with time there are new things that are discovered and have to be treated. You know, some things take me back to when I began the whole lupus journey. Dealing with memory loss, dealing with new environment, weather change, and all that. I think some of these take me back to when I was diagnosed and when I did not want to be alive, but I had to be alive. I'm even running out of words to explain what my life is like, but I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm really holding on to this because I have to talk about this regardless. I want people to know that no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what you have to put up with every day, you can still live your life and live it fully. I've managed to surpass my expectations in life, you know. At the age of 16, I thought, like, now I'm done. Now I'm just going to be this child in a bed, this child being fed, this child. Gosh, you do not want to know the thoughts that were running through my mind. On a daily basis, I wake up feeling a lot of pain in my body, but I have to remind myself that there are some people out there who are going through more than I am. There are some people out there who are not even capable of taking medicine. I have a confession. At times, I skip my medicine out of the sheer fatigue, sheer frustration of I've been taking these medicines for so long, I need a break. I don't know if some of you can relate, but you take medicine every day, constantly. There are times I just need a break, and so I decide to put a halt. I remember joining a support group, and then I left the group. It was good in the beginning until the admin of the group keeps on posting, so and so passed away, so and so passed away. You know, when all those news is, I'm like, hell no. This group is supposed to be helping, but anytime I hear so and so has passed away, it just disheartens me, and I do not want to be in such a state. So I've kept in touch with some of the people from the support group, but for my own mental health, I had to leave the support group. So what has actually given me the confidence to sit here and be so vulnerable is one of my very close friends was diagnosed recently with an autoimmune condition, and I could see her struggling with it. It broke my heart because I was coming from a place whereby I know what it means, the point you are told you are going to live with such and such, and it turns your life around. Your life is not the same. Your life is not the same. I know there's at times some people are talking to me about changing my diet. Now let me just put one thing straight. Our bodies are different. Our bodies are very different. There's a year I didn't eat anything that was fried. I didn't eat anything that was meat. I was on constant vegetable and boiled food, and that is one of the years I was in hospital like a crazy woman. Yeah. So let's also be sensitive by the advices you're giving people. Our bodies are different. I would fault anybody for asking me any question about lupus because I feel like it's one of the things that are not talked about. It's one of the things that are not talked about that people are suffering from. Lupus patients are not insured because apparently we are treated as ticking time bombs. Yeah, insurance companies always say that. I've tried to get a medical insurance for the last forever. Yeah. So I have to constantly use cash for my checkups, for my medication, for my physio, for my lab tests and all that. And it's financially draining and frustrating, I won't lie. So I am very grateful for all the sacrifices my parents made, for all the sacrifices people who have been close to me have made. You know, there are people I have called and I'm like, I need medicine, and they have gone out of their way to support me. Whew. I am grateful, and I am so proud of myself. You've not seen any tears. You've just seen balancing tears. Oh, I won't cry. Okay, I can be silly. Yes, I believe I have talked pretty much on a larger scope my life living as a lupus patient. Let me tell you a day in the life of a lupus patient. Pain plus medicine plus pain plus ignoring the pain plus acting like you're okay, then pain, then medicine, then you sleep. Even when you're sleeping, you're so uncomfortable because apparently your neck is hurting. Then the next thing, oh my God, you cannot even stretch your leg. Oh, your knee is hurting. Reminds me, last year I was on crutches. I do not want to ever experience that again. I think it's one of my lowest points with lupus. Yeah, it's one of my lowest points with lupus. Now, I've learned to take care of myself. There are some things I do for myself. I don't have to go to hospital. Yeah, usually I had a back brace from the beginning, which I stopped using, but yeah, I've been forced to get one again. One that covers all the way to my shoulders so that I am always in this sitting position. Yeah, you know. Yes, I must be sitting upright because apparently, if I tell you every kind of condition I've been told I have developed since I was diagnosed, this video would take another good 15 minutes. But let's just say that God has been gracious. God has been so faithful. I have felt the love of God in my lowest point. I've felt a covering over my life. I've felt a protection over my life because the way I manage to live life the way I do, at times I don't understand because what's happening behind the scenes, we took our ground ziko very different. I think it's just the mind. My healing started with the change of my mind, and I think anybody who is going through anything, I think when your mind is settled and you're ready to fight something, you'll actually fight whatever it is that is ailing you. So yeah, yes, I live alone and I take care of myself. Well, yes, that was a shocker. My doctor still wonders how I live alone, but I do live alone. I learned to take care of myself because I don't want all that dependency. It gets tiring at times when you have to depend on people to do things. Whew. Yes. I don't want to say that is all of it in a nutshell. It's not. But I want to give a special thanks to my high school classmates, the Rangers movement I was part of, the number of times people took me to hospital with an ambulance, the number of times I woke people at night in school being unwell, the number of times I cried in the night and my parents have been there for me, my cousins who have taken care of me, my sisters, my brother, yeah, but I only have one brother, my brother, my dad, for all the sacrifices he has made. And yeah, I'm happy with where I am. I have my struggles on a daily basis. My life is not normal, I have to be honest, but I try to make it okay to live it. So yeah, thank you for enduring this one. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to say bye. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Do not shy from asking them. If you know anybody who has lupus and needs some encouragement, I am that person. I will help them get out of that place because I have been there. So I can speak from a point of experience. So yes. Thank you for listening and bye. Yes. For those who haven't subscribed, Ebu, please just subscribe, you know. Yes, subscribe and share this video. I want it to encourage as many people as possible. I know there are some details I've not touched, and it's because I can't remember everything, but the ones I've remembered, I've shared. Anyone who wants to get to know more, please ask down in the comments. I will share. I will be open about it because it's time people knew lupus exists. It's time people knew what we are going through. Tunanyimwa insurance. Like, they don't want to give us medical covers. Yes, we have some places where, whatever. Bye. Yeah, bye. See you in the next video. God bless you all.